Welcome to the Prospectors Cash live stream. Today we're going to be talking about. Hold on one second. Forget to turn my volume off. Today we're going to be talking about something I know quite a bit about. We're going to be talking about water hunting. And right now we have David from 79 Custom Jigs, my buddy, on here, and I'll be mentioning him a lot because I do a lot of hunting with him. So we're going to talk about water hunting and what it takes to uh, basically start out in underwater metal detecting. And a lot of people wonder, why underwater metal detecting. Well, I'll tell you, I've been doing this a long time, and you'll find more valuable items underwater because when people drop them, they can't recover them. They actually most of the time they drop them. It's too deep for them to go down to find, or the bottom's got mud and murk on it, and it's hard to recover the items. Um, so a lot of people just can't recover stuff. And I was digging through some of my files and some of the things I've found over the years. And one of the things I come up with this old picture right here. Um, this picture here was from quite a few years ago. Um, I went camping with a friend, and we water hunted underneath an old tree swing. This tree swing is located near a popular camp that kids go to, and basically they swing off the tree and they find all kinds of cool stuff. And lose all kinds of cool stuff. You'll see here in the picture, we've got pocket knives, and we've got earrings, and we've got bracelets, and lots of jewelry. We found lots of coins. We almost didn't even have to use a metal detector at this tree swing. We could just sweep the ground and just pick coins up. That's how many coins were at the bottom of this hole. It had never been hunted before, and we just got lucky to be the first ones there to hunt this. So when people ask me why water hunt, it brings up this memory from many years ago where we had a great hunt and just recovered literally thousands of dollars worth of stuff. You'll see in the picture there are gold rings, there are class rings. There was one ring in there that had a 3/4 carat diamond in there that we sold for over $900. So you'll see that we found a lot of good stuff when and hunting in that area, uh, and that's the reason I like to water hunt so much. Um, so when people ask why, that's why I like to water hunt. We've got a couple people in here. We've got David in here from 79 Custom Jigs, and we got Josh in here, and hopefully a few more people join us. It's probably a little slow tonight due to Halloween being last night and people out doing stuff, but I'll go on and we'll talk about water hunting. And if anybody has any comments or questions, just post them. I'll be glad to go over them and stuff. Um, I'm just going to basically talk about what I use to water hunt and the options that are available to water hunt. Uh, Hi, Southern Relic Adventures. He's on here. Um, and I'll go back to a picture, Southern Relic Adventures, I just showed a few seconds ago on why I like to water hunt. And this was a water hunt that I did several years ago. It was over a weekend. We recovered several $1,000s worth of stuff water hunting. And I was explaining that water hunting is the best way to go find a lot of jewelry because when people drop it, they can't recover it. Like if you drop it on land, you just bend over a lot of times and pick it up. So jewelry lost on land is they're fair game for anyone to pick up. But if you go underwater and you lose jewelry, a lot of times it just sinks in the muck and the sand. And without a metal detector, there's no way you're going to find it, especially if it's in deeper water, say 8, 9, 10 foot deep. Like this tree swing was about 7 foot of water, and me and a friend of mine hunted it, and we hunted it all weekend. We almost, like I said, didn't have to use a metal detector. We just basically could fan the sand and pick up coins. So uh, the subject today, what I was going to go over is water hunting, and I was going to show people what I use, and hopefully we get some questions in there. This is a subject I know a lot about. I've been water hunting for well over 20 years. Excuse me. I'll go back to how I started. I was a Navy diver, and I got out of the Navy and I started mining gold underwater with a dredge. And one thing I noticed is when I would dredge rivers, especially in swimming holes, uh, we'd get jewelry and stuff in the dredge. And a friend of mine and me started looking at underwater metal detecting. And back then, you had to like put things in like housings and stuff like that, build housings that were waterproof to keep your detector from getting wet. But along came some underwater detectors. My first real purchase underwater detector was a Fisher 1280X. Um, that was a great machine. I used it many, many, many years. Thousands and thousands of dollars worth of treasures come out of the ground using that 1280X. And then I switched to a Garrett Sea Hunter and used that up until I bought a Minelab Excalibur. And I used that up until recently, and now I've switched over to using an XP 2 as my underwater metal detector. Um, so that's how I got started. Straw started out as being a Navy diver, and then also when I got out of the Navy, I taught scuba at Lake Travis here in Texas. I am still a PADI dive instructor. Although I haven't taught a class since 1998, I still maintain my PADI instructor license. I keep it up to date, and so I mean, it's just one of those things. I go through the hoops to just keep that active. I don't know why at my age, but I've kept it active all these years. So scuba diving is something that's kind of in my blood all the way back to when I was a young man in the Navy. And so underwater hunting and underwater gold prospecting has always intrigued me. And so that's the reason I do it. Um, I wanted to like talk about equipment today. Man, they've really got improved the equipment. The years of having to do tanks and stuff like that has given away to now we just have one little lightweight system, and it's like one handful, and basically just has a regulator on here, and that's the whole system. I mean, no tanks. That replaces all the tanks and everything that we used to wear. And this is a Blue 3 Nemo, and I use the Blue 3 Nemo. It runs on rechargeable batteries. Each battery lasts anywhere from an hour and a half to 2 hours. I typically get 2 hours out of a battery. I don't breathe hard underwater and don't work hard underwater. So 2 hours is about my normal time. So a couple of rechargeable batteries, two or three rechargeable batteries, I could have a good day of hunting, and they all recharge. So that's my main system is the Blue 3 Nemo dive system. Uh, and on top of that, the next item that obviously everybody asks about is what metal detector can you hunt with? Well, I hunt with an XP 2 you see here on the shorty dive arm. And this is the whole detector on the dive arm. I'll switch here so you can see it. This is the whole detector. Notice I use tie wraps to keep this little antenna fastened to the bottom because you catch it on stuff. It runs through the shaft, runs right up into this RC Diggs case that I have on here. This case from RC Diggs, you'll see the name right. I think you can get the angle so you can see the name, but RC Diggs on the bottom there. But this case is real good. It keeps the antenna wire runs up through here like so. and then it runs down here across the top of the detector, and it keeps this little lid that screws on, keeps the antenna wire in place. So this addition to the shorty dive arm, that's my whole detector. As you can see, it's typically about that far away from me. Underwater, I could just fan the sand like so and grab what's here. So you don't have to reach the full length of a rod like on a normal detector. You want a short arm detector like so. So this is the full system right here for that. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about is headphones. They have a lot of different actually, I want to keep talking about metal detectors. It doesn't cost a lot to get to be an underwater detectorist. Um, you know, everybody talks about you really have to have a really expensive detector. You don't. This detector right here will serve as an underwater metal detector. You get this for under $300, and you attach yourself some waterproof headphones to it. They make some good ones from Gray Ghost and other ones, and you can detect just fine with a $300 detector. They actually sell smaller detectors that are handheld that have no discrimination for less than $100 that work well under water. There are several channels with guys using those little handheld detectors from Quest and Garrett and other people that have those handheld detectors. So you really don't have to have an expensive detector. The Mind Lab, like I said, Xterra Pro works. I use the XP 2. You can get by with a Nocta Macro Simplex. They're waterproof as well. They're, and the best thing to do is just if you want to get started in it, get yourself a good waterproof metal detector. The Mind Lab's good down to 5 meters, which is like 25 feet or so. It's pretty good. The Southern Relic Adventures, NC Relic Hunter says here, Southern Relic Adventures got some waterproof earbuds for the Xterra Pro. My friend David uses waterproof earbuds, and he's also uses the waterproof headphones on his uh, Legend. He has a Nocta Legend that he uses underwater, and that's a great detector for underwater too. Um, but the main thing I like, the reason I really like the XP 2 above some of the rest of them is these right here. These are the XP. They come all together. I cut mine in half, and I'll show you why in just a second. But the XP bone conductor headphones, um, I'll just show you right here how I use the bone conductor headphones. I take these headphones, slide them over my ears like so, and I bought a hood, a diving hood that actually just slips right over my head like so, holds the headphones in place, and the headphones are nice and secure right here on both sides. It's kind of an easy way to keep them in place. The original headphones, the reason I cut them is I have a big head. And when I put these on, these would bend out like this, and they wouldn't really touch the bones right here in front of my ears. Bone conducting headphones, the greatest thing about them is you don't get your ears full of water where you can't hear. You can still hear with just the bone conducting headphones on. So when your head gets full of water, um, your other headphones, it kind of dampens the sound. Even with when I had underwater headphones um, on, I basically um, didn't like them as much because your ears are full of water. I mean, it's going to dampen the sound. I don't care how good the headphones are. So hearing underwater has always been a problem when you're using regular underwater headphones. Um, the earbuds, I have never tried earbuds. Um, I've never tried them. I gotta admit, I've never tried them, but the bone conductor headphones are awesome. Um, I don't know. My only concern about earbuds is plugging them in your ears. If you're diving down, 5 or 6 feet, that's fine. But if you get down around 8, 9, 10 feet, your ears start to expand from atmospheric pressure, and you'll need to clear your ears at one point, and you'll grab your nose in your mask and blow, and it clears your ears, um, like that. So that's the reason I use the bone conducting headphones. And see, Relic Hunter says that's a great idea. Thanks. I actually got part of that idea from Calabash. The rest of it I came up on my own, but Calabash cut his uh, earphones and used them like that as well. And so I got that idea from him. And the other thing you got to have, so we've talked about metal detectors, and we've talked about your earphones and the importance of getting a good set of underwater headphones of some sort. The next thing is a scuba mask, and scuba mask. I'll tell you, I've been diving for a lot of years, and people buy these one piece glass masks that have one piece right here. And the problem I have with one piece mask is that they're not sturdy enough over time. Basically they wear out due to a frame. But when you get a good mask, like this is what's called an octo mask. It has a GoPro mount up here, and that's how I film my underwater videos with this octo mask. Um, and I put links to all these products so you can find them in the description of this video. But the Octo mask, you can just screw your GoPro right on there. It just mounts on there. It's got the mask built in, and these sell for about $70 on Amazon. But I like the Octomask. Be sure they've got several models. Be sure to get the ones with the split frames. Doesn't really hurt your vision that bad, but they'll just last you so much longer. Plus, I find it easier to clear my ears with the split mask. So when I say clear my ears, when you're wearing a scuba mask and your ears start getting plugged, you just hold your nose, blow gently, your ears will pop, and that equalizes the pressure in your ears. So these Octo masks are I can highly recommend these. These are the best mask I've ever owned. And for $70, I've used these quite a bit and I really love them. That's the way to go as far as mask goes. Um, there are a lot of options too when you want to get accessories for underwater. And that more or less depends on where you go. If I'm hunting here in Texas, there's a lot of rivers that I hunt in, and those have narrow cracks in them. And you want tools that can get down in those cracks and pull jewelry out. What happens is jewelry is just like gold nuggets. So if you're familiar with prospecting for gold, jewelry catches up in rivers just like gold does. So what you want to do is get yourself something that can fit down in those cracks and crevices. I use sometimes a crevice tool if I'm in areas like that that have issues with crevices. But one of the things, rather than use, I normally use a gray ghost pouch. It's really big. Um, for land detecting. So it's a big pouch, has a lot of uh, areas to uh, put stuff. You can put trash and treasure in it. But when I'm diving, I don't want all that bulk on me. So uh, what I typically do is I use this pouch from Detected, and it's a great waterproof pouch. The whole thing is waterproof. It doesn't, it drains. So when you're diving, the Detected pouch is one of the best ones I found. And one of the things I like about it is when you find a ring right here, you can open this pouch, and right here they have a hook inside the pouch that you just clip all your rings right onto this little clip right here. And it actually just clips. You drop your ring right there and then put it back in the pouch, and you have a double safety there that you're not going to lose the ring again. So as that zips up. I keep uh, my all my treasure hunts kind of tangled up right now, but I keep all of my treasure hunting tools on these bungee lanyards. Um, I use orange lanyards so they're easy to see underwater. Um, my pinpointer is on one of the lanyards. You can see right here. Um, just fasten it. It's a bungee cord, so it stretches quite a ways. I like that. Those little slinky things don't really work good underwater, and I got rid of them. The next thing I use is I like to use a sand scoop, and I could never find one that was all the ones that they sell are too big and bulky, and so I found this thing. It was made for scooping dog food or pellets into a wood burning stove, and all I did is get this thing and I cut a bunch of holes into it, and that's what I use forever. It's small, and so it fits in my pouch real nice here. So um, you don't have to worry about a big bulky thing when you're scooping up your treasure off the bottom. Plus, it's plastic, so you know the detector won't pick it up. So when I'm looking for treasure, that's what I use as far as you know uh, a pouch and system. So water hunting, like I said, is very rewarding, and if you're interested in water hunting, just shoot me. If you have any questions, just shoot me an email. I'm easy to find. I have a website here, tomashworth.com, that you guys see back here on the sign. And my email address is really simple to remember. It's tom@tomashworth.com. Pretty simple. So if you have any questions, you can email me, ask me questions. I'm glad to answer. I always answer all of my. I reply to every comment that's made on every one of my YouTube videos. Since day one, I've always replied to every single comment. So if you have, you can also put questions in the comments, and I'll be glad to answer there as well. But those are all some of the tips I have for water hunting. Also, I'm going to run this banner here for everybody. Don't forget to enter the giveaway for an XP MI6 pinpointer. That's the one that pairs with the Deus 2. It's the one I use all the time. Works great. Probably, in my mind, the best pinpointer out there right now. Although there are some good ones coming on the market right now, but I still like my XP MI6 pinpointer. So if you guys have wanting a pinpointer, that's one I suggest you guys getting. And if no one has any questions, I'm not going to keep this broadcast going just to keep it going. We've been on here about 25 minutes, and I just wanted to talk about well, we had somebody just now show up, Silver Hunter. Hi, Silver Hunter. How are you? Hope you're doing well tonight. And so I hope everybody, you're getting here a little late, Silver Hunter. I was just about ready to close down the video because I discussed everything. We discussed water hunting on here tonight, and hunting, how to hunt underwater. And I told everyone if they ever have any questions about water hunting that they could get in touch with me, tom@tomashworth.com. I'll be glad to answer your questions about metal detecting. I've been metal detecting for well over 50 years now, and it's the greatest hobby in the world. But I think water hunting is probably my favorite. And you know, one thing I'm looking at the logo here for NC Relic Hunter, and I really like that logo, NC Relic Hunter. Is that Blackbeard? I mean, it looks like a thing I've seen for Blackbeard the pirate, and I've hunted many pirate treasures underwater before, so I'm always intrigued by the different pirates. I took my vacation this year. Me and my wife went down to St. Augustine, Florida, obviously went through the pirate museum and all the pirate forts there in St. Augustine. Ah, Southern Relic Adventure says it's Blackbeard. Blackbeard's another famous famous uh, pirate, and put him back up here so we can see the pirate Blackbeard. Yeah, so I mean, I love pirate treasures. They're awesome. We have Jean Lafitte's treasures off the coast of Texas here. I think in previous videos I have shown where I dove and I found 96 Spanish reals from the 1530s. They were late 1530s, like 1539, I think is when they made those. And the Spaniards made those in Matagorda, Mexico. And on the way back to Spain, the three ships got hit by a hurricane. They sank off the coast of Texas. I actually knew the location, or I researched and found the location where they did. Me and friends went there and dove that. My share of the loot, I found 96 Spanish reals from that, from the 1530s. And that's one of my best finds to date. It's one of my favorite finds. Had a great trip on that. And it's just one of those things that I love doing. I love diving for treasure. And yeah, Blackbeard ships found right off the coast here in North Carolina. You know, Cape Hatteras has a lot of treasure tales. I mean, uh, there are there are thousands and thousands of sunken treasures. Now that takes more elaborate gear than using a Blue 3 Nemo in a river hunting hunting for coins and stuff like these that we showed earlier. Those take a lot of extra gear. I was using the Blue 3 Nemo here. You actually have to have dive gear to hunt those. So, so you're adding tanks, you're adding buoyancy compensators, you're adding full dive gear, which, is I enjoy that as well. But uh, it's been my thing over the past few years just to hunt for local treasures. I like hunting swimming holes. That we'll go over that real quick. Where to hunt swimming holes, tree swings, tube shoots. They have a lot of tubing here in Texas. That's a popular thing for people to drink beer and get in the inner tube and float down the rivers and lose their jewelry so I could go find it. That's a popular thing. Obviously, water skiing and boating is real popular here. Um, I think the one of the best ring recoveries I did. Me and David have a ring recovery system where people call us to go find things. One of my best ring recoveries that I found to date is I found a $40,000 diamond ring in 33 foot of water for a lady several years back. She called me to go hunt for that. So you can actually make money if people know you're an underwater hunter and they lose their ring in water. Get you some business cards made, and you can go uh, put them all over places. Like I got some of mine I put over, on blackboards at some of the tube shoots and stuff here in Texas. And I don't know, this year I probably had 10 or 15 call outs, something like that. And people call you all the time to go find their jewelry, and usually people will tip you really nice. I mean, I don't charge anything. I tell people I don't charge nothing. If I'll come out and look for your ring if you pay me what you think it's worth. And I got to tell you, the tips I get are usually well beyond what I would have asked to find that. When I found that $40,000 ring, the lady gave me a $2,000 tip. So that just goes to show, the generosity of people when you find their valuables. I found an Aggie class ring from Texas A&M. The guy graduated Texas A&M in the 1950s, and he lost his class ring on the Guadalupe River floating down a tube chute. And he called me out back in I guess 2012 or something like that. That's when I went out and looked for that. It was quite a while back. And I went down and found his ring for him. He was throwing the ball for his dog from the bank, and the ring, he had wet fingers, and the ring slipped off his hand and went flying out into the middle of the river. And he called me out, and I went out there and looked for it underwater. And that guy tipped me $2,000 to find his class ring that probably wasn't worth, $500 or $600 gold value wise, but to him it was sentimental value. And so he you know, tipped me really well for finding this ring. So, guys, that's why I like water hunting so much better than any other type of hunting. I mean, obviously, I'm a gold dredger. I do stuff like go up to Nome, Alaska and dredge for gold, or Chicken, Alaska and dredge for gold. I dredge rivers in California, Idaho, Oregon, Washington, Montana. I've dredged everywhere. I've dredged Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, New Hampshire, Maine, and Vermont. I've dredged in all of those places. So all of that's underwater. So it led to my hobby of being an underwater metal detectorist as well. And I just think that underwater hunting is, one of the funnest things that you can do. So I always encourage people to get into the hobby. There's always thousands of places to go. I'm never going to run out of places to go. I've got more places to go than I have time to do it. This We've just went over a cold snap here in Texas. It got down into the 30s. On Friday, it's supposed to warm up to mid 60s. I'm going to get my wetsuit on and I'm going out to a swimming hole. Friday, I'm looking for jewelry in a swimming hole that I'm going to, and so there's always places to go, and that's another cool thing about underwater detecting is that you're not competing with everybody else, and you're not going to these hammered places that people have just detected over and over and over again. So that's why I think water hunting is the best type of hunting. And I was hoping to share that with you guys tonight. And I hope you guys got a lot out of this broadcast, this live production. Next week, I think I'm going to talk more about gold prospecting with a metal detector. And I'll show you a few nuggets that I have found and things like that. NC Relic Hunter says it'd be 20s in the morning. Yeah, you guys are just now getting into the right time of the season out there in North Carolina. It's going to get cold, but uh, I used to hunt a lot outside of Cary, North Carolina, and Raleigh, North Carolina, and I hunted a lot around the Uwharrie Mountains. I think I talked to you guys about that before, but yeah, so I know how cold it does get, but North Carolina is a year-round state. You can hunt most of the time, most of the year. And well, Silver Hunter, I hope you do watch this from the beginning. So I appreciate everybody being on here tonight. And uh, I know everybody's got a busy lifestyle and taking the time to spend it, with me and the other fellow treasure hunters is really appreciated. I want to give some shout outs here to my friend David Montgomery at 79 Custom Jigs. He makes custom crappie jigs. He also metal detects with me. He's one of my best friends, and I suggest you guys go check his channel out. I want to give a shout out to Southern Relic Adventures. He had a awesome show last night talking about the Extreme Hunter from XP. He's getting one of those things, and I'm interested in seeing what he does does by sharing. I'm hoping that we see an unboxing, what comes in the box. I'm hoping we see programs that are used. I know Southern Relic Adventures will do that because he always does. Uh, you know, does a lot for the community. As far as relic hunting, I don't think anybody around would benefit more from the Extreme Hunter than Southern Relic Adventures. Some of the things that he goes after, would be larger and deeper. And I think that, he'll put that extreme hunter through the test. And he's having several live streams. He was having them on Friday nights, and he's on here right now. He said, "Great show." Well, thank you, Southern Relic Adventures. I appreciate so much you showing up. You and Michael both. I appreciate that. NC Relic Hunter. Appreciate you showing up, and appreciate David from 79 Custom Jigs and Silver Hunter and Josh Staples for showing up. Appreciate the ones that did show up tonight. Recommend anybody that might be interested in uh, uh, being a water hunter. Tell them to watch this program, and also tell them to email me, because I love to help people learn how to do water hunting and stuff like that. And I know Southern Relic Adventures shares his information, and so does NC Relic Hunter, on how to hunt Civil War grounds. So there is thousands of uh, hours that goes into these, and years of experience that goes into hunting, and people that are willing to share that on the internet. I wholeheartedly support that, because we as a community of treasure hunters, metal detectors, gold prospectors, we all need to stick together to keep our hobby going strong, and we need to just build a big community, and that's what I'm all about. If it's not on my channel, I'm all for helping other people get their channels going. But I do appreciate everybody showing up for my live streams. And I hope you guys join me again next week as we talk gold prospecting with a metal detector. And I will cover a lot of things that I found with a metal detector, gold prospecting. I've got several things. I'll just give you a sneak preview. I've got a hunk of metal that I dug 4 feet deep, that's no bigger than that big around. It's so conductive. It set a Mine Lab gold machine off like crazy. And it's not a gold nugget. I'm just going to tease that with you guys. And I'll probably demo how deep this thing really picks up. It's amazing. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you guys join me next week, same time, 7 p.m. I'm going to have these little chats every week, and I encourage you to getting your friends out here and joining in the fun, and let's talk treasure hunting, metal detecting, gold prospecting, and gold mining. Anyway, God bless, guys, and I'll see you guys again next week.